Today we're headed to a faraway land to get an eye full of Texan history and a mouthful of Texan flavor. There'll be bakeries, creperies, wine, and our own Tour de Texas. We're getting Frenchy, y'all, all without crossing the pond. Oui, oui, Paris! Or, well, Paris if you don't speak French. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info.
Welcome to Paris.
Paris, Texas, rests 100 miles northeast of downtown Dallas and a mere 5,000 miles from its European namesake. The town was founded in 1844 and has been a hub of activity ever since. Recently, it's begun revitalizing its downtown and is becoming a true tourist destination. Ones that will make you say, Bonjour à Paris! So our Texas Eiffel Tower isn't the tallest Eiffel Tower, but hey, ours is wearing a cowboy hat, so your move, France. But this Paris did take its name from that other Paris across the pond, probably. But as we'll see today, this town has plenty to keep any Texophile or even Francophile well entertained. As a bit of an amateur Francophile myself, I know how to blend in. Time to break out the beret. Oui, oui, à Paris. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Espresso. Où sont les toilettes? Oh, excusez-moi. Ah, c'est la vie.
Oh, I guess everything is not bigger in Texas. Is this a souvenir version? Oh, j'ai besoin de viande fumée.
Wait, what does that mean?
I require smoked meats. This is my payment or else a strike. Smoked meats are as not working today.
Well, maybe the Stetson's more my speed anyway. But all that Frenchin' has got me hankering for a good boulangerie. That's bakery in French, which is why we're stopping for brunch at a petite place called Love and Bagels. What started as a farmer's market side hustle has turned full American dream for baker and owner Lisa Schlatt, who makes delicious bagels from scratch daily. This is awesome. You know, I mean, having a bakery in Paris, very appropriate.
Totally.
But you guys don't make baguettes.
We make bagels.
Where did your fascination with bagels start?
I grew up eating bagels in Southern California. Here, there aren't very many bagels, so...
No, it's not really a Texas thing.
No, there really aren't.
What's the secret to a good bagel, then?
Ingredients, the fermentation, allowing it to develop the yeasty flavor.
Okay, start to finish, how long does a bagel take to make?
3 days.
3 days? Holy moly. Whew. Love is essential for that much work. But Lisa makes 9 flavors of bagels with 6 different schmears. And if that ain't enough variety, she also makes bagel sandwiches. Of course, you got the traditional bagel lox with smoked salmon, but others push the bagel border straight into Texas and the realm of brisket. Can we go in the back? I want to see how you do.
Yes, come on.
Let's roll some bagels.
Here we go.
Walk me through this. I've never made a bagel. You've made 3 or 4 million bagels by now.
That's your bottom. Put it down on the bottom. Flatten it out. Very good. Now we're gonna roll it with your hands like this a couple times.
I can make snakes. That was the one thing I could make with Play-Doh.
If you've made Play-Doh, you can
snakes.
totally make a bagel. Pick it up, take that seam, put it in the middle of your hand.
Oh, we're making bagel knuckles.
You want it like
street
this.
fight, man. A bagel's what you want on your fist.
Now take it down and roll. You're closing your seam. They're very forgiving.
Mine looks like a bad herniated bike tire. This rolling's a whole lot of work. How does Lisa dough it? Oh, okay. I'll simmer down on the puns while we ready the bagels to boil.
Okay, Chet, these are gonna sit for the next 18 to 24 hours, but over here we have some that we are gonna boil right now.
Boom. This step, this boiling the bagel, is...
What makes it a bagel? Flavor and texture, because it's bread otherwise. Gently place one end in.
Now, some believe it's the water in New York that makes the bagel so good, but Lisa says otherwise.
quality products in building the bagel the way that you're supposed to. Ours is a traditional method. You use a wild yeast starter and you let it ferment because that's the yummy part.
How long do these?
Like 30 seconds to a minute is all it needs.
That's it.
That's it.
My first bagels ever made. Thank you. Now these bake for 20 minutes, but I can't wait because I'm headed straight for brisket breakfast. Chili bacon jam, brisket, egg, and cheese, all on a fresh jalapeno cheese bagel. Très magnifique. Bonjour, bagel, mi amore. Okay, that's incredible. That's a bagel on another level. The crispy cheese on top, the spicy jalapenos, and then like the sweetness of the jam. I mean, you have a bagel like this and you realize what all the fuss is about. And the ones you get at the grocery store or the big chains, they're not even close to this. It just has a certain, how you say, je ne sais quoi.
You know what that means, right?
What's it mean?
I don't know what. Je ne sais, I do not know.
Oh, quoi.
What?
Well, je ne sais quoi, what I'm saying when I say je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
All I do know is that I can't get enough. Ah, yes, a little bagel dessert for the road, you know, because why not? Chocolate chip bagel, honey pecan spread. And adieu to any hopes of dieting. Now, downtown Paris is a romantic place. There's no Champs-Élysées, but there is a picturesque Main Street. No Arc de Triomphe, but they do have a beautiful fountain that looks fit for King Louis himself.
Paris, nous dansons.
And let us not forget about the second tallest Eiffel Tower in the world. Fun fact, the cowboy hat isn't original. You see, Paris, Tennessee tried to steal our thunder back in the day and built their own Eiffel a wee bit taller than ours. But in true Texas fashion, this town said, "Oh, we see your tower," and raise you a cowboy hat, placing ours just a head taller than Tennessee's, and thus forever proving that Texans will always play to win, even if for second place, but rarely.
Look, I'm a tourist. What's a cute little Eiffel Tower?
I gotta say, I appreciate the fact that you can take an international vacation and not leave Texas. I mean, we're in Paris. Didn't even need our passport.
Paris.
But like, you know, you can also go to Athens.
True.
Dublin?
I think I'd rather go to Berlin.
Is there a Berlin, Texas?
Yes, sir.
Do you
That's
say
awesome.
Berlin? For example, there's Italy, and then we have Italy.
Italy?
Italy. Back where I grew up, we have Nederland. I guess
true.
it's kind of the Netherlands. We say Nederland.
Well, you've been to Paris, France. How does this relate to?
Honestly, I can't tell a difference. I really
It's that
can't.
close.
I like essentially the same city.
Okay.
Despite the similarities, the cities do have some differences, most specifically their history. And to learn more, we're headed to the Lamar County Historical Museum. This museum holds a Louvre's worth of historic artifacts with collections from both the distant and recent pasts. There are rooms dedicated to military history, African American history, and much more. Here to give us a tour is museum docent Linda Vandiver.
Chad, I bet you've never seen one of these before.
What in the world is that?
It's an x-ray machine used in a shoe store.
Okay.
Back in the days when children wore the really heavy leather shoes, you couldn't feel where their toe was. So they would put their feet in this side,
Okay.
and the operator would look on that side and could see how much growing room they had left in their shoes.
Turns out this was before we knew the risks of radiation exposure.
I mean, speaking of Chet, if you still want to have kids, you might want to step back a little bit.
Is it still charged? Yeah. As cool as this is, the true pièce de résistance is the Baird cabin. Whoa, what is a log cabin doing in the museum?
It was the oldest cabin in Lamar County.
That's
and
incredible.
So we were able to move it into the museum so that people could see it and we could preserve it.
What year is
This was
built?
built in 1854.
That's old. Goodness, I mean, you know how old it is when you see the axe strikes
Yes.
as they're planing this wood? The cabin only survived because it was covered in clapboard siding, making it look like some unimportant old shack. Yes, really old buildings are hard to come by in Paris, as many were lost in a tragic fire that changed Paris's history forever.
These two panoramas show you what the city looked like before the fire.
Okay.
These show you what the city looked like after the fire.
Oh my goodness. The fire of 1916. Caused by a spark from the railroad, the fire burned 105 acres of the historic area, destroying 1,400 structures, including homes, businesses, and the courthouse. At the time, it was one of the costliest fires in U.S. history.
Amazing that anybody wanted to rebuild.
The motto became Smile, and they rebuilt it within a year.
That's optimism at its
It
finest.
is.
Smile.
An interesting story about the fire is this organ. The family that owned it, the fire was approaching their house, and they took the organ out and started rolling it down the street to preserve it.
Does it still play?
If you want to pump it, it does, but it's a pump organ. You have to keep pumping it.
Can you play us a ditty?
No.
Do we have it?
No.
Daniel, you want to play us a ditty? Teresa can play us a ditty? Oh, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Careful, you might spark a hoedown.
We don't spark anything around here. No. Are we making a horror picture?
It's not pretty.
It's our soundtrack. It was saved from the 1916 fire, but it didn't make it through the Daytripper.
So your ears may not love it, but I love walking these halls and learning history you can't find anywhere else.
We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road.
Another amazing stop for history buffs is the Sam Bell Maxey House. Built in 1868, it survived the Paris fire and is now a Texas historic landmark. Now, General Maxey was an interesting guy. He served in the U.S. Army during the Mexican War and went on to become a Confederate general who received a pardon based on a personal vouch from his West Point buddy, Ulysses S. Grant. During Reconstruction, Maxey went on to serve as a U.S. Senator. The ornate interior tells 150 years of stories and is well worth a stop. Now, Sam Maxey may have hung his hat here, but he settled down for good at the nearby Evergreen Cemetery. And one monument on these hallowed grounds stands uniquely above the rest: the grave of Willett Babcock, known locally as Jesus in Cowboy Boots.
You know, we can all identify with the life of Jesus in different ways, you know? And right now, I really identify with his footwear. I do.
Because he looks like he's about to go two-stepping?
Yeah, I mean, he could be. And I bet you it was those boots he was wearing when he crushed the serpent's head. They're good snake stomping boots, right there.
Supposedly Babcock was a bit of a humorist, and he left us all something to smile about. Now let's take one boot out of the grave and on to the asphalt as I attempt a lifelong dream.
Ooh. You know, I've always wanted to ride in the Tour de France, and this says it's the Trail de Paris, and I'm pretty sure that's the same thing. So I'm pumped about this. Got the bike, got the gear, the helmet.
Yeah, but what about the boots?
Might have forgotten the shoes.
Well, hey,
Oh, boy.
you can do anything in cowboy boots. If they're good enough for Jesus, good enough for me. All right, where's the starting line?
This is it. The yellow jersey awaits. Start the clock, Daniel. Records are about to be smashed.
The Tour de France is very mountainous. This is very flat because it used to be an old railroad bed. This is part of the Rails to Trails initiative, taking places where there used to be railroad tracks, removing the tracks, the ties, and turning them into trails. Let me assure you, riding this very flat paved surface is one of the hardest races on earth.
This Trail de Paris stretches for over 5 miles across town, but ties into a much larger 130-mile system across Northeast Texas.
Can't stop and drink. I gotta get it on the go. Here it is. Water.
What was that? Oh my gosh, guys, let's catch up to him. Let's go!
The terrain is getting tougher, and so are the cyclists.
Competition's a little stiffer out here than I expected. I'm gonna have to take matters into my own hands.
Where are you going?
We're in the final stages now. That water didn't do anything. Time for my secret weapon, barbecue sauce. That's so good. It's incredible. Spicy, yet sweet.
What is my crew doing? This must be the finish line.
What happened to you?
It's not important, Daniel. How was my time? How was my stage time? How was it?
I don't even watch.
What?
Oh, wow.
No! I've lost everything!
I'm out.
I think it's time to wash the taste of defeat and barbecue sauce out of my mouth as we head back downtown. After learning about the Paris fire, it suddenly makes sense why almost every building bears the year 1917.
All right, here's a piece of fun Texas trivia. This is the spot where the first Coca-Cola was served in Texas. Back in 1887, this building was a candy shop and soda fountain. Pretty cool. It makes me very thirsty.
And what do Parisians drink when they get thirsty? Well, wine, of course. And no better way to enjoy it than by pairing it with a delicious crepe. To get both, we're headed to Vin de Paris. This is owner Walt Reap, who has some suggestions on my French.
So let's have a creperie.
Yeah, there you go.
A Vin de Paris.
Well, it's close. My French friends would not be happy with
your
pronunciation, but that's okay.
Say it again.
It's kind of like that.
But there's no in? Vin?
No.
Okay.
Well then, welcome to Bal de Paris. But you don't have to speak the language to enjoy some great French wine and crepes.
That was one of the reasons I opened this, because how come Paris doesn't have crepes? Don't you have to have crepes in Paris?
I couldn't agree more. But when it comes to the wine, this place gives tasters a true experience.
We're focused really on Old World wines.
All
We
right.
have a lot of French wines. We're very catered toward education.
This cozy space is often filled with taste bud travelers sampling and sipping while being schooled by level 2 sommelier Jen, who's got some sips ready for us.
We're gonna have a white, a rosé, and a red from pretty much of the southern portion of France.
And these are actually three of my favorites too.
Oh, they're okay.
I love all three of these.
So this had no wineskins, some wineskins, full wineskins. I learned something somewhere.
You did.
I think
You know your stuff.
No.
You did.
So where did your love for wine start?
My background is microbiology, so I started working with microbes, which
Like
you know.
you do.
Well, you know, the yeast that makes the wine is a microorganism.
Okay.
And I'm here now.
And then you are.
And I'm here now.
Well, cheers to that.
Yes.
Thank you, Jen.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
I love it when people follow their passions and their palates. Now about those crepes. Well, we're getting a classic French one with strawberries and Nutella, and one Vin Original, cookie butter.
Cheers.
Well, in France it's pour votre santé,
Pour votre santé. What's that mean?
for your health.
Oh, yes, for my health. Ooh, that's an excellent one. Good bit of fruitiness in there.
Very crisp, very clean.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go into this crepe.
There you go. Very good. Wine's made for food.
I mean, this is pairing perfectly. I'm gonna move up a level
Try
on
the
wine.
rosé.
Yeah.
Walt grew up in Paris, Texas that is, and opened this spot to share his own passion for old world wine.
They're so proud. I mean, there's such a culture, such a tradition. And yeah, we're creating our own here in Texas. And we're also standing on the shoulders of people who've been doing it for, 1,500 years over there.
They've traced some grapes probably back 6,000 years.
6,000 years. Are you gonna touch this cookie butter one? Do you mind?
No, that's yours.
Oh my gosh, that's good. Oh no. I'm gonna eat this whole thing.
The French call an afternoon snack le goûter. And this is indeed very, very goûty.
Oh, now it's got some depth.
Not that anybody likes barbecue around here, but this would be great with barbecue.
I mean, can we call some in?
Hey, I like it.
Hey, well, I'm just super thankful there's folks like you who are coming in and taking this downtown to the next level, because it was really special.
Very much.
It really is. And what was the toast again?
Pour la santé.
Pour la
Or
santé.
pour votre santé.
Pour votre santé.
I know almost no French, so sorry. Sorry.
Well, I know less than you, so we're not doing good. Well, merci beaucoup to you, Walt.
As great as it is, this wine was simply an apéritif to prepare us for dinner. And so for our dîner arrêt, or final stop, we're getting one last piece of Paris cuisine at the 107. The 107 specializes in delicious burgers, fish, and tacos, sometimes all at the same time, because they're not afraid to spin the menu in very tasty directions. Example number 1 is right in front of me. Fried okra tacos.
All right, John, tell me about these right here.
Okra tacos.
Okra tacos.
Yeah. It's the sauce. I tell everybody all the time, there is a vinaigrette dressing on there that really sets it off. It's a little sweet, little peppery, yep.
Gosh, so good. It's the vinaigrette, the bacon.
Yeah, it is.
The fresh onions.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's working. And, you know, one of the best parts about it, it's a vegetable.
They may be deep fried, but...
You know, they're vegetables. That's all we need to know.
Owner John Bratcher grew up in Paris and bought this place from a fellow firefighter and friend who jumped at the chance to turn an old burned out building into something very cool.
So y'all started with just an empty shell?
Empty shell. It was a burnout eyesore, a sore spot downtown, you know.
Yeah.
And a good friend of mine said, hey, let's put a beer garden in here, serve some food, and let's see what we can do. So it was completely open.
With the facade and walls intact, all they needed was a few cantina lights and, well, a kitchen to transform this spot into an indoor-outdoor destination. Now, John has since installed a see-through roof for those times when it's raining or, well, 105 degrees in Texas.
Kind of played with it. We had an idea of putting more of a patio feel to it.
Feel like you're outdoor, but it's comfortable.
Yeah, it is.
Still.
Yeah. And nighttime and daytime are different, right? So daytime you get the sunlight, nighttime you get all the little lights up. It's a vibe. It's got its own vibe in it.
It's a vibe. That's the way to say it. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
And what downtown doesn't have a couple burnout shells of buildings just begging to become beer gardens? Well, here's 107 points of inspiration. But you will need great food. So let's mosey into the back and see how they do it.
I got sliders, 2 pesos, and a flatbread. Set me up for a blackened fish taco, please. Kid burger and grilled chicken tacos. Are y'all ready for this fish? Yes, ma'am. Heard.
Whoa, it's less of a mosey and a bit more vamonosy.
That looked delicious. I saw a lot of jalapenos on that one, and that makes me very excited.
This speedster is Heather, also known as Red.
All right, Red, we got a clean griddle.
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
ready?
little hungry. What you making me?
We're gonna do a blackened fish taco and a chipotle chicken taco.
Oh my God. Okay, let's go.
So this is my chicken, I'm finna blacken it.
Okay, y'all like blackened seasoning.
You will too.
Okay. All right, so what kind of fish are we working with?
I'm finna blacken that fish. You said it, we like blackening.
We do, yeah, I know.
So that's what I'm finna do, I'm gonna blacken
I'm from
it.
Southeast Texas, I blacken anything.
I've even been known to blacken my morning coffee on occasion. But they've also got less conventional ways of spicing things up.
Wait, what did she put on this?
So that is pepper jack cheese that we have tossed in Tabasco.
Ooh!
We call it Tabasco Jack.
I've never seen that in my life.
Got a little kick to it.
I like that a lot.
It's a kitchen of tight camaraderie, keeping the food quick, creative, and delicious. Did you know the French word for taco is taco? And I've got trois taco of my very own.
We got chipotle chicken, grilled chicken, blackened fish. I'm most excited about this one, a little new menu item. It's got diced pickles and banana peppers on top. Wait, what? I've never had that on a taco, so. Pickles on a taco kind of works, y'all. Ooh. And the spice coming from the Tabasco soaked cheese. Like, that's pretty legit, y'all. Moving down the line, I'm gonna try another taco. All right, that's good. I mean, y'all, I've been to Paris a few times, like the one in France. There are a few things that Paris, Texas does way better than Paris, France. These tacos are one of them.
There you have it, folks. Your excursion de Paris. Excuse me, trip to Paris. A town with a French name, but that's 100% Texan, with an esprit de corps that would make even Napoleon jealous. Paris, France may be the city of light, but Paris, Texas might be coming for that crown too.
It's romantique, no? So I will see all y'all out on the road. Avec Dieu. That means vaya con Dios. Au revoir. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info.